G'day everyone, how you going? Welcome to Matt Hill's Scale Models. This is video number 2 of the update build of my Pro Modeler Curtis P40E Warhawk, and just gone through a few stages, got a few things ready to go that I'd just like to show you, and a couple of problems I've had so far with the kit, so we will just go through a few things quickly. As you can see, I have done or completed some sub-assemblies, which is the cockpit tub, some of the landing gear and wheels, radiator intake, and a few things that are done, so I'll just run you through those and my opinion of them. The kit is okay for what it is. The interior looks good. The main issue I had, I've made the sort of harnesses up myself out of some lead foil and wire, and the seat was made from using some of the kneaded putty, 2-part putty, but it did come up quite well. There's nothing else added in there except for the seat cushion and the harnesses. I added a bit of weathering to the floor by using a silver Sharpie pen first, going around with the Sharpie pen where I wanted to have some wear and tear through the zinc chromat green, and then put some Maskol or Mr. Masking Neo. So first process I used was the polyurethane surface primer, which I don't normally like, but it's all I can get at the moment. Then when that was dry, I used one of these in their metallic range of Sharpies to just go around the edges or where I want to add the weathering to the paintwork. Then I do apply this Mr. Masking Sol Neo, just with a brush and a fine toothpick, and add the chipping effects. Then the aircraft was painted, or the aircraft interior was painted in the Testors Model Master Zinc Chromate Green. I used that, and I've had trouble with spraying that before because it's been drying in the tip, but I have been using a drop of this in with as well. This is the Vallejo airbrush flow improver I've tried, which is working okay. Then after that, I spray that on a, just dust it about, then use the Tamiya washes. So I will use the panel line black, the panel line brown, and surprisingly, which does work, the panel line grey. Let that dry, and then excuse me, my hairbrush just decided it wanted to go somewhere else. Then, as I said, get a Q-tip, just clean off around the areas, let it dry for 24 hours, and that's basically how I got the effect with the seat. The seat was made, the belts were made from lead foil and fine fuse wire, just to add a bit of detail. It's not perfectly correct. Apart from that, everything went well. The only thing in the construction stage of that from so far has been removing the moulded in seat belts that were like lumps in the seat belt. That took a lot of work and a lot of sanding, and it didn't come up perfect, to tell you the truth. That's why it's got a seat cushion in it. Then I moved on to the tail wheel section, which can be painted and weathered up as well. There was no issues with that. What I can see here now that the wash has been on it, and I didn't even see with the primer, there is an injection sink pinny mark there. There was also injection marks on these landing gear doors, smack bang in the centre. But once they were all glossed up, they were washed with the panel line wash. I used the Vallejo Air gloss, and then I used the Vallejo Air flat to make it not so flat, but give it some sort of effect. The instrument panel was done in the same way. I painted it black. It's carefully dry brushed the instrument panel very lightly with Tamiya silver enamel, so an old jar of gooey stuff, and then I put in some Vallejo clear carefully in with an old airbrush needle to replicate the lenses on the dial instruments in the cockpit, and then painted to instructions. As per instructions, the intake has been done, painted and washed, and then gloss coated, etc, etc. I'm just in the process of doing the landing gear. They've been painted Tamiya enamel, the flat aluminium, and then gloss coated. It's just got a wash of black over it, which I'll clean off, and then I'll just put a little bit of brown in there just to add like a bit of dirt and grime from the ground, from the road wheel on the ground. There goes my tail wheel. Tail wheel's a little bit disappointing because it's one piece, but it has cleaned up okay, and it's just painted in flat aluminium at the moment. The wheels are done, primed. The back halves are done in flat aluminium. I'll airbrush the neutral grey, I think it is on that one, to the centres, and then I'll pick them out. But as you can see, the wheels are nicely weighted. Got the weight mark in them. They actually probably look a bit flat, tired, but there's no tread pattern on them. So this part of the construction so far, besides some injection pin marks on the parts, is okay. I've also got to the stage where I'm doing the wheel wells. These parts, excuse the overspray on it, these parts here need a bit of cleaning up and clamping to get a good fit. I found even this one down here I couldn't quite get to because there's a bit of a mark gap there, but you can't see it. So that is pretty good so far. I've just got to paint on the other side of the wings where the gum injection case ports are, and to paint it black so we're not seeing grey underneath there. But they do, the wheel wells do look okay. They were done in the same process as the cockpit. And then the top half of the wheel wells, or the top half of the wing, see it's had brown and black wash put through it, same process. These pin marks here you can't see, but you can see where I've sort of done black first. Then I'll sort of use the cloud pattern with the zinc chromat green over it to get that sort of variation in the paint. Washed it and just added a tiny little bit of chipping to that part of the wheel. It's not over extreme. There's the other one done there. The exhaust has been painted, first primed, then painted. Primed in black, painted Tamiya flat brown. Now this is the real poor part of the kit, but luckily you'll see there the injection pin marks on the exhaust. These are on the bottom side of the kit. The exhaust has been drilled out slightly too. I did just because they're moulded solid. I just carefully did it. The plastic is very soft, so be careful. I have damaged one of mine on both sets of exhaust. I've just got to put a little bit of weathering powder on that, and then a bit of soot, just to make them look like they're a little bit worn, and the engine's been running at hot temperatures, and it would be pretty hot considering they're working in the north of Australia, up in the tropical part, sunny, rainy, hot Northern Territory, Papua New Guinea. There's the other one there. Now, the fuselage halves are done. These went together okay, just using the same zinc, chromac, green, brown washes. Just remember to paint, if you build this kit, to paint through here. This will be visible through the bottom of the wheel well on the aircraft. Injection pin marks there that you won't see once everything's buttoned up, so I'm hopefully going to get that done the next day or so. I have started to have a couple of little fit issues here, as you can see, on the tail planes. A bit of a gap there, and being raised panel lines, you will have to be careful where you sand. So I'll put a bit of filler in there, and so I'll try to protect some of the raised detail. I did find these didn't quite line up with themselves. I did in the end, but as you can see in here, the tabs for these rear stabilisers, you have to sort of nick a little bit out of them to try to get them to move forward, and they've still got a shortfall in here, but I think you can shape that with a little bit of careful work. The only thing I'm not liking about this is the exhausts have to be fitted, and then the fuselage, well, the intake as well fitted and closed up, which means these are going to be a bit tedious to mask up. I'll try to mask them up with something, because they will be sticking through the side if I can get them to stay here without falling over and making a mess. So these things never work when you're on camera. You can sort of get the rough idea. Might be able to just plop one in from this way instead of putting it that way. See, that's a lot better. So you sort of see you've got to protect your work, and there's no other way of fitting these in once the fuselage half is buttoned up. So it's going to take a little bit of creativity, getting creative on the masking. Yeah, so the other tailplane on the other side was a bit of a same fit issue there, but nothing we can't fill up. And with the test fit of my kit is a little bit warped, as you can see, but there's nothing that some clamps shouldn't fit up. Dry fitting it looks like it'll fit okay, we hope. And I've sort of dry fitted the cockpit into it, so hopefully that will work okay, go together. And lastly, what I've done, I put the yellow on the tips of the propeller. This has been a very gappy in here. It's not a very good fit between the base of the hub. There's nothing that, a little bit of sanding, and I use, to me, my choice of filler at the moment is the good old, once again, to me, a putty. Takes a little while to dry. I have been using this one here, as you can see. This is the AK putty, but I found on some plastics it will not bind to it even if you rough the plastic up first, it won't bind to the plastic. So that's as far as we got. I can now concentrate on getting everything put together. The cockpit it looks good for what it is. I went for a sort of a dark brown leather finish on there as well, so by using German Vallejo German camo brown, and sort of try to get that black worn weather look. I've probably gone a little bit too hard on the fuselage, on the inside of the cockpit. A little bit of silver dry brushing there as well, but the detail for this kit inside wise is pretty good. It looks good. Everything is looks okay. I've got a little bit dirty there on that tail wheel section because of the red dust up in the Northern Territory. It gets into everything. If you've ever been to Australia or visited the top end of Australia, you know what bull dust gets into. The red dust, it will get into everything, everywhere. So thanks for watching, guys. This is yeah, I'm enjoying this project, and this will be a series of 4 P40s that I'll be doing over the next few months. The next one, once I get this done, we'll be building another P40N, I think it is. We'll go for a few kits from what was good in the day through to what I think probably would be the state-of-the-art kit in 1/48 scale. So thank you very much. Thank you to my new subscribers. Please subscribe if you like the channel. Any questions, bang them in the below. Got the big fingers here. Using a phone at the moment because my video camera fell off the tripod. I can't get it to work. So thanks, guys. Should have another video the next few days. I'll just get it all buttoned up, see what it looks like. We'll have a look at the gaps and stuff, but so far it's for what the kit is, it's very enjoyable. Take care, model hard. With a little bit of effort you can get a good result of an old kit. And a personal shout out to Mr. Frankie Day. Great to see that your wife's home and things are well. Catch you later.